Alright, in this lesson we will learn how to find the volume of a cylinder or a prism. Alright, a prism is what you get if you take two polygons like a triangle or a rectangle or square, and those will be called the bases. So if you take those two bases and then connect the vertices with straight lines and make a three-dimensional shape that way, that is going to be a prism. So if you look at all the faces around the sides, they're all rectangles. Alright, now if the bases are circles, then it's called a cylinder. So this is a cylinder and this is a prism. Anyway, here's the number one thing you need to know about the volume of a cylinder or a prism. The volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. Okay, so for number one, we're supposed to find the volume of a cylinder with radius of 4 yards. Okay, so the radius is 4 yards. Okay, and the height is 5 yards. Okay, so that's this over here, this height, you know, which is like up and down like this. Okay, that is a height of 5 yards. Okay, so like I said a moment ago, the volume will equal the area of the base times the height. Well, the base is a circle, so we will use a capital B to represent the area of the base. Alright, so the area of this base, the area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, so the area of the base is going to equal pi times 4 squared. So that means the area of the base is 16 pi. Alright, and that's square yards, by the way. So that's the area of the base. And the height is 5. So I just feel like changing colors real quick. So if we know that the volume is going to equal the area of the base times the height, okay, and we use capital B to represent the area of the base, then this becomes 16 pi times 5. So let's see, 5 times 16 is 80. Okay, so that means that the volume is going to be 80 cubic yards. Alright, we're talking about volume now. So volume is measured by how many little cubes will fit inside of a shape. So it's going to be, the units will always be cubed. Alright, so that is it. That's the answer for problem number 1. Alright, for number 2, we're supposed to find the volume of a cylinder with diameter 6 feet. Okay, so when they talk about diameter 6 feet, they're talking about this. Okay, so that's the diameter of 6 feet. Now, of course, if the diameter is 6 feet, that means that the radius is 3 feet. Alright, that's the radius. So that's good to keep in mind, because once again we know that the volume is going to equal the area of the base times the height. Okay, so you know what, let me not get too carried away here. You know what, I will do it that way. So the volume is going to equal the area of the base times the height. Oh wait, they told us that the height is 10 feet, by the way. Okay, so I'll put it over here this time. So the height is 10 feet. That's this right here. Alright, so the area of the base. Well, the base is a circle, so which is pi r squared. And you know, the height is 10 feet. But we know that the radius is 3, as we discussed a moment ago. So that means that the volume is going to equal pi times 3 squared times 10. Okay, it's the area of the base times height. So that means the volume is going to be 9. 3 squared is 9, so 9 pi times 10. Now we don't need a calculator for that. Okay, 10 times 9 is 90, so that'll be 90 pi. Okay, so that will be the volume. It will be 90 pi, and again it'll be feet cubed. You know what, we should make decimal forms of these also. So let's go back. So 90 pi. Okay, let me drop this down a little bit. 90 pi. Okay, so that's 282.74. And we're talking volume, so that'll be cubic feet. Alright, on the previous problem I had 80, oh well, there was no pi in there, so that was it. That was the only form. So let's not worry about that. So that's it for number 2. Okay? Alright, so for number 3, we're supposed to find the volume of a prism with a square base. Okay, so here's a prism with a square base. Measuring 5 inches on each side. So that means, you know, my square base, these are all 5s all around here. 5, 5, 5, 5, because it's a square, so they're all 5. That's great. And what about the height? Do we know that? Height of 7 inches. Okay, so I'll put that over here. Let me do a different color for fun. I'll just do the purple. So 7 inches. Okay, that's the height. So we're talking about this. Okay, so we know that the volume of a prism is equal to the area of the base times the height. Okay, so, and we abbreviate that this way. V equals capital B times H. Now, the area of the base. Well, the base is a square, and the area of a square is just, you know, length times width, so 5 times 5. So the area of this square is 25 square inches. So that's the area of the base. So this will become 25 square inches, and then times the height, which is 7 inches. Okay, now if I leave the units in here, it helps you see why it's inches cubed, because area is square inches, and then times the height, so inches squared times another inch would be inches cubed. Anyway, what's 25 times 7? Well, that's 175. Okay, so that tells us that the volume is 175 cubic inches. Alright, so that is it for number 3. Okay, take a look at number 4. Once again, we're looking at a cylinder, but the volume is going to be the area of the base times the height. So, area of the base, well, the base is a circle. We're given the radius. Okay, so we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. And we see that the height here is 7. Okay, so in this case, so pi r squared, the radius is 8. So that becomes pi times 8 squared. Okay, and then of course the height is going to be 7. So that 8 squared is 64, so that'll be 64 pi times 7. So it's just a matter of what's 64 times 7. That's 448. So that will give us 448. Don't forget the pi. And the units, these are kilometers, so this is a huge cylinder. Okay, but anyway, so this will be a volume of 448 pi kilometers cubed, cubic kilometers. Okay, so maybe this is the airspace of some base or something. You know, you could have a plane flying through here. Yeah. Anyway, I'm quite the artist. Don't be jealous. Okay. That's it for number 4. Alright, number 5. So we're supposed to find the volume of this thing. Okay, once again, the volume is going to be the area of the base times the height. So for this problem, we know that the height is 10 kilometers. Alright, this is another huge volume. But anyway, we know that the height is 10 kilometers. So the area of the base, what's up with that? Well, the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. Alright, so that's what we're dealing with now. So if you just focus on this triangle, that's the base, you can see the 6 kilometers, that's the height. So as we find the area of the base here, you know, the area of this triangle, that's going to be 1/2 9 times 6. Okay, and notice I'll use a little b for this, the base of a triangle. But if I want to talk about the base of the entire prism, that would be big B. You know, so this formula, volume equals area of the base times the height. The area of the base is capital B, but just the base of the triangle is little b. Anyway, so 1/2 9 times 6, 1/2 base times height. Okay, so what is that? 6 times 9 is 54. So this is 1/2 of 54. Okay, and that is going to equal 27. So that is 27. So the area of the base is 27 kilometers squared. So since the volume is the area of the base times the height, that means the volume will be 27 square kilometers. Okay, that's the area of the base, times the height, which is 10 kilometers. Okay, and we don't need a calculator for this. 27 times 10 is 270. And again, you can see that kilometers squared times kilometers would be, of course, kilometers cubed. So that is the volume of this very large shape. So that's it for number 5. Okay, one more time. So the volume of this prism, once again, is the area of the base times the height. You can see the height is 15, so we'll be doing that. Alright, the height is 15. Do we have any units this time? No, no units, okay. Oh well. So the height is 15. Now the area of the base. Well, the base is a rectangle, and hopefully you know that the area of a rectangle is like length times width. Okay, so in this case, that's 5 times 16. Okay, and 5 times 16, of course, is 80. Wait, we did that before, didn't we? So that is 80. Okay, so when we say that the volume is the area of the base times the height, alright, for this particular problem, that is 80 times 15. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what that is. That is 1,200. And I don't know what the units are, but I just can't resist putting in some kind of units. So I'll just put U for units. Units cubed, whatever these units are. So that is it for number 6. And that is the last problem on this lesson. So I'm hoping you're finding this very easy and helpful. And I will see you on the next video.